Welcome back, everybody. This is the 2022 Azerbaijan Practice Session 2 Watchalong, and we'll be watching it along with a live casting commentary as well, too, presented by myself, Biggles, and Ferral in the casting box with me, our friendly engineer. Session is about to get done. It starts in about 12 minutes, actually, in change, as drivers are going to be getting their way around. But what an interesting first practice session that we had earlier before, because it was Perez setting the quickest time in that first session that we had earlier before. So g'day. Thank you everybody for tuning back in again. If you have been watching the practice session 1 with us, and tuning in if you're just joining us, welcome along. So Ferral, what did you think about that one earlier?
Well, it was actually quite interesting for a practice session, as Azerbaijan just really tends to produce good racing. I really don't know what it is about the track, but I think it's by a mile like one of the best street circuits we have on the calendar this year. And yeah, no, actually that fastest lap of Perez was kind of surprising for me, honestly. While he is pretty good on this track, always delivered very strongly, I think it is rather going to be a Verstappen win or something, as he definitely has to get some redemption for that tire blowout he had last year.
Absolutely. And the poll that we had was put up just a little bit earlier. Was actually saying everybody's kind of thinking about Sergio Perez. About 40% of the votes are over Max Verstappen. So obviously
yes.
Time will tell when it comes tomorrow on the qualifying session. But at the moment, this is the practice session. This is also going to be interesting. We saw a lot of the porpoising effect in practice session 1. We saw the Ferraris really bouncing around. We saw the Red Bull's rear wing really flexing around like mad. So now that they've had that little bit of a session, a gap there between the F2 qualifying that was on a little bit earlier, and also congratulations, it was Yori VIPs that took pole 153.762. There was a red flag too because somebody tapped that notorious corner that's been catching everybody off, that 12 at the top outside the castle section. We saw a few of the drivers during the practice session 1 having a little bit of a moment against that wall, and that's the one that I think that we'll probably be, I don't know if you guys also agree, maybe somebody will come into that, John, maybe just during this practice session or tomorrow's practice session or qualifying or the race. I think it's going to catch some people off guard. Also, we had 2 of those DNFs start, well, obviously retirements there from, it was Nicholas Latifi with
with a braking issue, and yeah, Mick Schumacher with having something busted in his cooling system. So yeah, those are sure as 2 runners we will see a lot in free practice 2, so they can just go and get their runs in and get their data gathered. Also, I'm wondering if they will do something about that turn 12 barricade, as it is kind of sticking out of the other barriers by quite a lot.
I'm sure it would be the talk at the moment in the paddock for sure. They got to have that as a safety barrier, otherwise you can really slap that hard, because you do fly out of that castle section. You want to get a good exit out of 12 and make your way down that kind of like that second sector. Yeah. My apologies, straight there. I'll get some times in there before. Unfortunately, my telemetry's overridden it with a new practice session coming up. So I think I was looking at the different times. 3:34, I believe, was the top speed during the down the main straight.
Yeah, I think we have seen something like that in the speed trap. But yeah, we will see about that.
Somebody in the chat, they say, no, not Schumacher. Again, he's not having much of it. We don't know yet if those cars have been fixed as well. They had to wait for the practice session to be finished in order to,
for them to get them back into the paddock. And now it's quite curious if they were able to fix it. While well, depending on what it was with Latifi, we didn't really see too much or get too much information on that. But the thing is, depending on what it is with the breaks or whatever, those 2 hours between the session might not have been enough for a repair. While with Schumacher, the issue was occurring pretty much at the beginning of the session. So I really think he just busted a seal or something. So I'm quite convinced that he will be ready for free practice 2, and that we will see him out on track for sure. And I think it's also highly likely that we will see Latifi back out, basically.
Let's
So
hope. Yeah, actually, Electric Blue, Alpine does have a good top speed. I believe I saw them at Sector 3, Alonso having the third quickest time. So, yeah, we got some sharp tools in the shed down there in the chat, my friend. These guys are into racing statistics just as much and telemetry as much as we are. Like it. We got Bob out there. He's also an engineer. That was chat before. G'day, Bob. And by the way, too, just give you an update on the wind speed. The current wind speed is now, rather than being opposite across the track, going east to west, it's actually on the back straight behind them, about 1.6 meters per second, I believe that is. So I wonder if that back toe, that wind behind them, will give them a nice extra few more kilometers per hour down that main straight. That's going to be interesting if it'll be enough wind.
Yeah, it probably is. Quite honestly, so we will see higher top speeds this session if the wind doesn't turn. Fairly convinced of that. Maybe even see one or another towing each other through there to see how much of an effect this makes for potential qualifying runs then. But with that very, very short run into turn 1, I don't think there is too much to be gained with a tow there. Or just incredibly difficult to time to really get that tow at the beginning of the straight. It's always very difficult to time that.
Good afternoon from South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. G'day. G'day, mate. Yep, South Africa. Yep. You guys can play cricket as well as we can in Australia, and rugby too, of course. Great spot. And you know what? It'd be great to see a South African GP once again back there. That's still a talk, of course, on the paddock that they are thinking about that. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to get into this whole Monaco debate, but get rid of Monaco and go to South Africa. Hey, that's my opinion, of course.
I
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of Monaco usually doesn't really make for good races, but it makes good for everything else. Like qualifying in Monaco, always an absolute banger. And the race with a little sprinkle of rain in there usually gets quite good as well. So I would like to keep Monaco, but maybe just as a rotating circuit, basically. You know, the general idea that is being discussed. I'm quite a fan of it to just have basically some tracks randomized as, for example, Spa. Looks bad for keeping in the calendar, and I would very much miss Spa.
Oh, you've got to. It's a driver's favorite track, isn't it? It's. I mean, you look at the modern tracks now. There. I mean, Miami. I mean, of course, you want to get more US and Las Vegas. Hopefully, we should maybe go into the Las Vegas one. They're flat. You know, there's no elevation changes. You're not going to get that history of Spa. The rain, the potential that happens in the rain. Long 7-kilometer track, of course. It can be raining one part of the track and another. You guys were speaking about rain this weekend. Doesn't look like there's anything on the horizon, so we're looking for a dry race. As they're going to get the session started soon, about 4 minutes and change to go for our second practice session. Now they've had their time to tweak these cars. This is interesting. See if they're going to fix that porpoising effect. But absolutely.
Yeah, also,
beautiful skies here.
Yeah. I got a small correction of the barrier we talked about. That is, of course, in turn 15.
Oh, 15.
Not in turn 12.
Yeah, I've been messing one up. Sorry, guys out there. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I fell for it too. Your voice just insinuates so much trust that I was like, yeah, it's gonna be turn 12.
You think I know what I'm doing, right? Casting like thousands and thousands of hours in the Formula One game. I'm going to do a shameless plug out there, of course. You can, in the description, you can follow me on YouTube if you want. I cast for a lot of esports stuff, so most of the stuff that I'm casting is for other people's channels and stuff like that. But if you're interested in motor racing, of course, and esports racing, by all means, I'll try to help you out with different leagues and things like that if you are interested. But at the moment, this is the real Formula One, so no virtual in this as we're getting ready for the second practice session. Once again, beautiful. About 24 degrees Celsius air temp. Track temperature is about 35. Humidity is about 50, so it's good conditions. That wind is kind of changing around the place anyway, so now it's opposite on the back straight. We'll keep an eye on that. Welcome along. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys.
Yeah. And also, of course, very welcome Shantanu from India. That's going to be a late evening watch there, I guess.
Yes,
Somewhere in the
absolutely.
evening. Dinner
Mate,
time,
I grew up in Australia watching Formula One. It used to be at like 11, 12 o'clock at night on a Sunday, school the next day. So I was allowed to stay up, have a little bit of a snooze before. Only time I was allowed to stay up on a school night, per se.
Yeah, nice. Now, my parents, they are very, very ecological. So motorsport was pretty much banned out of my life unless I was with my grandparents. So yeah.
And now you're an engineer for a DTM car.
Yeah, you know, when this basically when this pubescent rebellious face just drags into your job, it's kind of like this.
Huh. Oh, well, that's where everybody else is at Earth. That's Perth, Australia. Well, fantastic. There's a famous photographer, of course, that does a lot of YouTubing on that one. From Perth. Yeah, Jupiter. Hello. Is it a bit hot there? Bit cold. Depends. India, Alabama. I saw somebody from Mauritius as well, too. One of my best friends is from Mauritius in Australia. That's a small island, of course, off the coast of Africa. How many people know that? Indonesia. South Africa, yep. Denmark, g'day, all around. Yeah, I haven't met anybody. Nobody from Mars yet? Come on.
I don't know.
Venus? Looks like Mick Schumacher. We're getting some screens at the moment. Nobody's on track just yet, but we're getting some pictures in. And it looks like Michael Schumacher's in the car, so that looks good.
Yeah, looks like they fueled it up as well, so... Yeah, looks like the temperature has cooled a bit to 24 degrees Celsius now. Track surface is down to 35, so we are cooler than we were in first practice sessions. So maybe we will see some better and maybe even longer runs on the soft tire now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just getting more messages. Guam, Israel, Dubai, Netherlands, Albania, Germany, UK, Mars. There's somebody. I knew somebody from Mars. China, South Africa, Moon.
Trinidad and Tobago. That's like
Jamaica.
Damn, we got.
You must be Jamaican, here. My friend, because you're Jamaican me crazy. There you go. There's my bad puns already. Brazil, Trinidad.
Yeah, nice.
Uranus,
I'm reading
Portugal,
a
Malaysia.
lot of countries that I have actually last heard in a geography class there.
Yes, this is geography. Welcome along. It's racing statistics. It's geography statistics as well. Malaysia, Finland, Zimbabwe, Portugal.
Yeah. We are green. Looks like the first car out is a Ferrari. It is Sainz first on the track. And quite lonely through that pit lane.
He's on a practice pit stop. He's doing a practice start at the moment.
Practice start, yeah. And Ocon getting out right behind him. Now Norris, Vettel, Ricciardo.
Carlos finished second in Monaco, his 10th podium in Formula One. Here, speaking of which, guys, how is your little bit of your trivia here this evening, presented by Racing Statistics and Biggles. What driver that started from 10th in this race and has won from 10th place? There you go. And I'll give you a hint, didn't do too well in the first practice session, but he is on the grid.
Started 10th and won.
Yes, at this track here, Baku.
Damn it. Was it
No, that's
I got it. I think I know. I think I know what race it was. Wasn't that the 2017 or 16 race?
No. 2017, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's called. His nickname's the Honey Badger. There you go.
Yeah, it was Ricciardo was my first thought actually, but then I gravitated over to Vettel as basically I was thinking about yeah, that very chaotic race, but it was Ricciardo, of course.
Absolutely. From 10th, that's a bit of work. Aussie, oi, 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 exactly. A little
Yeah.
biased, of course, I'm Australian. So the first of the sector times are starting to come in. Going to try to get an indication of how different that was compared to the earlier practice session, whether or not they're going to be doing more heavier fuel runs or not. Seems currently at the moment a lot of mediums and hard tires that most of the drivers are
Yeah,
on.
I wouldn't say a lot of hard tires. It's just the McLarens out there on hard, so they will probably do their high fuel runs now. While I think all the others are rather taking a look at the whole tire degradation chart there.
So as an
So
engineer, so what do they generally do here for the practice session 2 at this point? Kind of correct it because after being green on the track, I guess, and now that they've got a little bit of data to go from, tweak the car a little bit.
It really depends on the data they gathered in FP1. Like for example, Schumacher will definitely go out and push a lot actually, and Norris has taken off to the runoff there.
Yeah,
turn
that's turn
3.
Yeah. And he will be
Just
blocking the racing line, so Bottas should be coming around in a minute. He's got to back up. They're not a very good turning circle in these cars. And
but
he is backing up a bit. Oh, that's no, he's actually in the runoff area. My apologies. He's got to turn around the runoff area.
yeah, no. He's he's turning it around in the runoff. All good, all good. Basically it depends on what data you gathered in free practice 1 and how happy you are with it. Basically in free practice 1 you go out, do kind of like whatever you feel like, mostly just on a medium, go fast, not really pushing, and get the right tweaks on setup. And after you got this, usually in free practice 2, you get the first qualifying tries as it is later and the track is cooler. So the soft tires kind of work better or with less degradation there. And then in free practice 2, you basically just go out again and do really like the last push things, as you have like in second practice, you have all your long run data usually gathered, so you know what is the perfect setup for the race. And in free practice 3, you try to find out what is the perfect setup for qualifying then.
And what's the perfect wing that you can have? You guys are asking what happened to Red Bull. Red Bull's sitting in the pit in the garage right now, but they have a bit of a wing issue. The wing was really flexing around when the DRS was activated. And there at the moment, there was pictures of them in the pit lane really working on that wing. So there's some issue that they're going to resolve, because we kind of looked like it was going to snap off at some point. Yeah, but interesting. Sainz obviously has set the quickest time you guys can see up there at the moment, 1:46. Gasly's
not too far off from
Mick Schumacher got in there, P6 at the moment, just behind his teammate. So there it is. He had no practice whatsoever, really, in that first session.
All right.
So that's fantastic.
Schumacher on P6, Magnussen P5. I'll take this. Stop the count. Free practice 2 is over.
Yep.
Stop it.
All right.
We got... goddamn, okay. Latifi and Albon just both pushed them down. Alonso goes fastest. Nice.
Everybody's on track right now. All 19 cars, apart from Verstappen, who they're still trying to sort that issue out. And Hamilton set a fastest first sector. It's interesting to keep an eye on that. They haven't.
Oda goes fastest.
This is the times coming in. Everybody practically on mediums. Just Norris on the hards, and that could have been the reason why Norris didn't get any temperatures up and ran in that runoff area into turn 4.
Yeah, maybe really struggled just to get the tire temps into the working window. As it is like actually a thing that really, I don't really know how it is with the modern Formula 1 tires, but with the DTM tires, that was very confusing the first time I had them in hand, because they're actually sticky. Like it is like basically grabbing onto like an old chewing gum under the table at the train, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
They're
Good
actually quite
analogy.
sticky, and I was very
Sorry, one
surprised
second.
by that
Hamilton's
first
getting a
time.
nice toe down the main straight from the Red Bull as he sets the
Yeah.
fastest time right now. And that toe really paid off, actually. I saw a few people doing that in the F2 qualifying session. So that's a paid off there for Hamilton. Sorry to cut you off because, yeah, he was on a flyer there. And it's good to see
Yeah,
the
no,
Mercedes.
it's absolutely fine. He has a reach about 330 kilometers per hour there, as far as I've seen. So yeah, that toe is worth a lot down that straight.
Although, yeah, 332, 337 for Ocon. They're still in the pit lane. Looked like they're frantically doing something with Max Verstappen's rear wing. Now, we didn't quite see it from Perez as much, so maybe that was an
Yeah,
issue.
well,
Once
it looks
again,
like
Max
that.
Verstappen and these DRS lately, right? Him and DRS
Yeah,
do
but
not get along.
it looked like that one engineer was especially frantically cleaning that rear wing. So I guess they're pretty much ready. They're just cleaning it up with rags. It doesn't really look like they are working on it anymore. So I guess we will see him out any minute.
Fastest sector from Carlos Sainz. Sainz, this should be on the top of the timesheets, I'd say, for the Ferrari putting the statement down right now. Just reminding Lewis Hamilton that Ferrari is the car to be in 2022, I think. But obviously, this is a practice session. They're not really trying to get the absolute quickest times. They're testing the tyres and the fuel loads and everything. Be crossing the line right now, top of the timesheets.
Yeah, Hamilton's best time beaten by more than 1 second. So yeah, still, what are your
That was faster than the first practice time as well, off the bat immediately. So they whatever the tweaks that they've done have been working quite well. We're seeing a replay of at the moment Sebastian Vettel locking up into turn one, doing a Lewis Hamilton moment, unfortunately, after a race restart a couple of years ago. What was it?
Yeah, that was last year.
Last year, actually, yes.
Yeah, the brake magic was last year when then Perez went on to win the race. So
yeah, but that's okay. You do it in practice. Get your locking up done in practice session, and in that way you don't have to worry about it in the race. Hopefully, of course, cold tires. And that's that
Divine
turn.
Taoist, with a good comment. Joe snuck in. He is in P3 at the moment, behind Perez.
So which is a corner that you once again Leclerc set the fastest middle sector, but his first sector wasn't the absolute best. We'll see if he makes it up in the third. Was this
but also with the
off?
timings, he wasn't even able to improve on his personal times.
He's getting a toe down the main straight from Alonso. Maybe we'll see. That toe's starting to work off. Some people just there it is.
But he managed to win fastest overall. So, and Alonso slotting in right behind him. So yeah.
Yeah, Alonso's got some serious top speed pace here. Once again, he's second. He's matched Ocon's 337. So Alonso likes tweaking his car for a lot more downforce, less downforce.
Do you think this is what we see from El Plan?
El Plan.
El Plan. You don't know El Plan?
More? Nada.
It's Alpine's Plan. It's instead of Alpine, it's El Plan.
Ah, okay. Now I understand the plan. With the program. So the poll, I think the poll's still running, of course, so guys, that put it out there. Let's have a look at 800 something votes at the moment. Sergio's still leading, but that's dropping a little bit, 39%. He was up 42% earlier, Max Verstappen, 29. So make sure you get your poll votes in, guys. That's for taking pole position in Baku tomorrow. Obviously, a lot of supporters, I'd have to say, from Sergio. It was a great performance there. But he still had to get the car around Monaco and concentrate for the 70-odd laps. So long race, too, because they had the delay.
Yeah, but that rain was it's kind of it sort of kind of numbed my trust into the FIA a bit, as the rolling starts have been confirmed to be made because the rain actually shorted out a circuit. And
yeah, that's right. On the thing,
lights just didn't work. And it is like with that whole thing, that whole communication thing that they're trying to get going at the moment. it just shows that they don't really, There was,
George
but
Russell crossed. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that actually lost the power too for the broadcasting. They lost the screens as well too. Russell goes into P10, and it looks like there is some plastic that's on the track, and it got caught almost into the radiator. I think it's actually on the front steering of
yeah,
Carlos Sainz.
almost.
He's actually out on track putting a flying lap in at the moment too. Perez is putting a flying lap in, and it's also caught on Esteban Ocon. So somebody's got to get out there and get rid of that trash. Bit of plastic out there,
Yeah.
guys. Come on. Obviously, they have to wait for a big gap unless they get a yellow it, but I think they might have it. So I think it might have very much been Carlos did the trash. I mean, he's doing the Vettel, right? Remember Vettel went in the grandstands and started picking up some trash last year in Austin. So yeah, and it looks like Carlos Sainz said, "I'll pick up this trash for you and I'll bring it back to the pit lane."
Yeah, Vettel has really gone from one of the most hated drivers to absolutely one of the most liked drivers since he left Ferrari.
Yeah, hey, cool. He's one of the granddaddies on the track now too. Perez goes up into P2 with a pretty good banker lap in there as well. Now Verstappen is on track finally. They sorted out what they need to do, polished his rear wing.
Yeah, got him on the outlap now. Getting
on the mediums
onto the straight and seeing his first lap on the mediums start in about a second.
What happened to Verstappen? Yeah, he's just took a little bit more time in the pit lane at the start there because they think there's some sort of issue with that rear wing. We'll find out.
Yeah, the DRS.
And guess what? Yeah, Alonso could be the dark horse in this race because he's up at a P3 and he's been putting in some pretty good performance here in Azerbaijan, Baku. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get himself definitely in a top 10 for the qualifying tomorrow.
But it is always hard to tell as Alonso is always performing incredibly well throughout the practice sessions for the whole season already, where you're just like, oh yeah, we got, it's basically every single race throughout the season so far. Alonso was looking very strong in free practice, and then kind of screwed the pooch in qualifying in the race. The team did something wrong. It just didn't work. He had bad luck. It was always something. So,
well, Verstappen's on a flyer right now, but it's not the fastest first sector. But this could be one of two laps that he's doing. He fueled for a few. We don't know how much fuel there's actually in these cars, of course, but he's getting his first in there, I guess. Probably even just testing. I don't know if they put any paint on that rear wing. Again, I can't see it. He slides a little bit.
I think he's still trying to get just tire temps up. Looks like tire temp run, if you ask me.
I think you're absolutely right, my friend. Carlos has gone around again. It might be improving on his size. Carlos Sainz should be up, I'd say, at the top of the timesheet somewhere, maybe pushing Perez back to
there
P2.
we go.
There it is, right? P2, I called it 144.2. Damn, I cast too much esports to actually know what's going on in real sports. Thank you very much, Andy, for the £5 donation. Good on you. Thank you very much. This is the channel, of course, to watch, guys. We're going to give you all hopefully the best commentating around. It's myself and Ferral, Biggles and Ferral, and the practice session too. I mean, you can put it this way: just picture cars going around the track in your mind. Oh, and they switch straight over to Charles Leclerc going through the moment we all know. The I am moment through the castle section. He got through that. He also lit up the timing boards with the fastest first sector. So keep an eye on Leclerc. He's already on the top of the timesheets.
Yeah, pretty much.
That must be a little scary for him, don't you? Every time he go through there, it's going to be in the back of his mind.
Not really. It is basically if you Leclerc has like this thing. I have seen him make a lot of mistakes throughout his career, also back at Alfa Romeo back in the day, but I have rarely to never seen him make a mistake twice. He never made a mistake twice, so I don't think that he is concerned in any way going through that castle section. anymore. I think he really has the confidence to throw himself through there. But there's a lot of plastic out on the track. Seems like Danny Ricciardo just dodged another piece of plastic there as he is or was sliding out of turn 3, I want to say. So yeah, they got to get rid of this trash. That's a good one. Sainz got a douchebag on his car. So yeah, Biggles, you still there? Can't really hear you. Yeah, guess we lost Biggles there. So you are stuck with me. As I am stuck on board with Mick Schumacher right now, going out of turn 2. Um, looking good so far, improving on his personal best as it seems. So yeah, let's see how this sector looks once he gets out of it. There we go. 1 second behind.
Sorry,
1.5 seconds almost behind the pace, and but improved on his personal best. So I would currently it would still put it into the top 10 if he can keep the pace up throughout the rest of the lap. But I kind of doubt it. Don't see this being a top 10 run. So yeah, sorry, Biggles, we lost you. You back now?
yes, one of my internet connections went out. I went up to switch on the back one. Might have to go switch
Oh.
to something else off at the moment because I'm on a yeah. So yeah, I will have to just if you don't mind giving me a couple of minutes to sort that out. I am in the middle of the jungle, so but I've got backups. So yeah,
The
you got it
middle of
covered
the
for me a
jungle
few minutes,
sounds
mate.
sounds nice.
Yeah.
Post a picture of where you are in the Discord.
You can't see me. I'm like, where's Aldo in the green jungle? Anyway, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I got to switch something else over. Apologies.
All right, yeah, sure. You go and switch your things as Schumacher seems to be able to do a personal best lap overall. Not entirely, and still 4 seconds off the pace. That, well, yeah, Günther won't be happy with that. But it looks like Perez was able to improve quite a bit. Still 1/10 behind Leclerc there on both on the medium tire. But yeah, the times are getting down as we are entering the high 43s now. So yeah, is Schumacher still having technical issues? It doesn't look like it, and I haven't really been given any information on him having technical issues. I think he just has a bad setup as of now, or maybe confidence issue there as he is really far off. So yeah, when will Lando Norris and the McLaren team shine? That is a good question. With the whole cost cap and the new car generation, I'm really wondering on what changes we will see over summer break and winter break. Then, of course, it might be quite an interesting thing now in the cost cap era that we might actually see quite some jumps throughout basically throughout the grid over the season break there throughout the winter. So yeah, but I think their time will come. Maybe maybe next year. So yeah. So let's see. Seems like we have only the two Williams out on track now, both on soft tires, trying to get some faster timings in as we are watching Latifi having his personal best sector 1, his personal best sector 2, but that still puts him 3 seconds off the pace, which isn't even a top 15 spot at the moment. So yeah, let's see how he does on the straight, I guess. And yeah, Verstappen currently only 4th. So yeah, 6/10 of Leclerc's leading time. That is quite bad. So yeah. Yeah, Flamingo, you say it. It seems really like the Haas performance dropped throughout the season. I mean, Magnussen is only P15 as well. As we are 25 minutes into the session. So yeah, it's not looking too good for them, but they will always be the winner of my hearts. So yeah, we got Vettel back out on his soft tire now. So I guess we will see some qualifying simulations now, and ooh, yeah, Verstappen get in 300th behind Leclerc, but needed a tow for it. But also he is still around on the medium tire, while Leclerc's lap was set on a medium tire as well. So yeah, let's see what they do on soft tires for qualifying simulation, if they will do a qualifying simulation. Yeah, racing statistics, the F1 prophecy. There's actually a video about that up on the channel. You might want to watch it. It is looking like that is coming true. So yeah. And yeah, the rear wing of Verstappen is looking more stable now than it has in FP1. Way less flapping. Biggles, welcome back. So I guess not yet. Welcome back. Excuse the technical issues we are having right now. Biggles is working on having them solved as fast as possible. I'm fairly sure. So yeah.
Hello, hello.
Yes, welcome on back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to run over to another place and switch over to the router, like getting it all sorted. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I have
all
two
good.
internets, my friend. That's why I have two internets in case one goes down. You cast a lot of races and stuff like that. Anyway, thankfully, I'm not casting a race at this point where I dropped out. But what did I miss?
Um, well, we got the first qualifying simulations out. Currently, it's all on soft tires, so they really use the cooled down track. Then what has been happening? Not very much. Actually, we have been talking about Haas losing a lot of performance compared to the start of the season, which is making me cry a little bit, if we're honest. Um, so yeah, apart from that, there has not very much been happening, actually. We are currently on board with Vettel, who had a little bit of a lockup into turn 15, but has his personal best sector 1. Seems like his personal best sector 2, and he is only half a second off the pace at the moment, getting onto the straight. So yeah.
Yeah, did you know it? I said, don't give up on your Haas 1-2 prediction.
I
Mate.
will
Here it is.
never give up. Like, I know my brain tells me it's probably not gonna happen, but my heart just Haas 1-2. Absolutely.
Your
I
heart will always
feel
go on.
Yeah, I feel that happening for every race. I'm just kind of disappointed when it isn't a Haas 1-2.
Just having a look at a replay right now, Vettel. Is this turn 15 again?
I
No. No, it's not
Yeah,
actually.
he got a little bit of a fishtail there. Yeah, that was a little bit of a fishtail out of turn 13 as it looks, and no, that was fishtailing in 15.
Track temperature's dropping quite significantly. It's gone from 36 down to 32. Now, yeah, some of my screens are loading and not loading because my backup internet's not as good as my primary, but still, I could see more importantly, the feed out there from you guys. Reading.
Yeah.
Hamilton gets through the castle section right now. So
Yeah, doesn't look too bad. Quite stable and planted, but as soon as he gets up to speed, it's just bouncing all around. You can hear the floorboards scrape and bounce off the track. So yeah, I'm still curious if it is still an aerodynamic porpoising or if it is the suspension issue they have been talking about earlier. And we have Russell going into P5 there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the main straight there to see if his head bouncing around. Not as bad, I'd have to say. It's still bouncing around, but not left to right as crazy. There it is. Actually, it is quite bouncy. Yeah, getting a bit of a workout inside that vehicle right now on the main straight. Now, to give you an idea, Ocon has even gone quicker with the fastest in sector 3 times, 342 kilometers per hour. That is about 5 kilometers an hour faster than Fernando's 337 in sector 3. However, with Ocon, it's not necessarily having that top speed is making all the difference. As Alonso goes up in a P5, his teammate, because Ocon's down there in P11. It's 1.2 seconds off Alonso fastest sector 3 again. That's because of that 337 top speed that he has. So it's working for Alonso, but not so much for Ocon.
Yeah, it seems like it, but yeah, it's always as we probably all know here, higher top speed means lower cornering speed. So I mean, the poker might pay out for Alonso if he gets a toe down the start finishing straight and might put in a good qualifying lap. I mean, we all know Alonso, he just makes the car wide. And yeah, we don't. We had a brief yellow flag in Sector 1, and we have the yellow flag back in Sector 1 as Magnussen has taken off to the runoff in Turn 3. But we are back to clear, so yeah, he just went straight on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also get your news that's scrolling the ticker at the bottom there from the Planet F1, of course, as well as merchandise. And guys, if you are liking the stream, of course, please hit the thumbs up if you like. If you dislike us, you can, but I don't know. We're nice people. We're nice casters. And of course, hit the notification bell and stuff like that too. For the pre-practice and qualifying coming up tomorrow. And if you want to see the race, of course, it's on Sunday. Yeah, you have to see the race.
Yeah, probably. Like, if you tune in for a practice session, you will definitely tune into the race. Like, I can understand.
Yeah, and if you can't, I mean, just tune in anyway. You could be at work or something like that, and you can't watch. If you can't watch the race, of course, you can listen to us. Well, not necessarily us. It'll be the other casters, but you'll certainly be able to tune in and have a listen to them. They'll explain it for you. Keep you up to date. Having a look at Gasly now, seeing his top speed down the main straight to the AlphaTauris. Looks like
barely. Yeah, just was able to just touch 330 top speeds, but it looked more like a 328 or something to me.
Saying traffic really slowed Vettel down. That's right. You got the track. The track map is working. Thankfully.
That's nice.
Track up. It's a little better. Sometimes you had mentioned that during the practice sessions, it's not always as good as it will be in the qualifying and the race.
Yeah, it's just not as
Leclerc
as
and
much data
Sainz, mate,
coming in.
exchanging
Yeah,
first and
yeah,
third
yeah.
sectors. Leclerc half a second quicker. What about Carlos? Can he come back there and top it? This is a battle for the teammates because you want to beat your teammates, even though it's a practice session. You still want to look good on top of
You
the timesheet.
always want to
Yeah,
beat
but
your teammate. Absolutely.
and Carlos doesn't, but Carlos is on the mediums,
Oof.
half a second off there,
But
and Leclerc did that on the softs.
4 seconds off that lap. He was probably getting into some traffic or something in the last sector, as he was 4 seconds off when he went over the line. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I was just checking the tires there. That's again, I'm just backed up a little bit on my slower internet at the moment. Leclerc is only 2 tenths off his record lap time. Thank you very much for that, Dan. I'm telling you, man, this fantastic audience that we have here at Racing Statistics. They're doing all the work for us. We could just cast it. They give us all the information. I appreciate it so much, guys. Can I thumbs up you guys? That's what I'd like to do. Green flag conditions here. 27 minutes left of a practice. I was going to say qualifying, practice 2. And as you can see, it's going to be that little battle between, I'd say in qualifying, Red Bull and Ferrari. I think you guys have to agree. The poll's up still as to who will take pole position tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. It is looking like it's going to be another Ferrari Red Bull battle, which I think it's kind of sad. I want to see like more teams being able to really battle for those wins. You know, get a little bit more chaos out on the road, but well, basically, as the other teams don't seem to get up to speed, I'm kind of happy that Mercedes went down to the other teams. Now we just need that for Ferrari and Red Bull.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the wind is pretty much not existent too much. Track temperature dropping like a Bitcoin exchange. 32.4% currently at the moment. Sorry. Apologies about the reference to cryptocurrency. Yeah, Perez goes in P2.
Yeah, but Sainz doesn't look too comfortable here.
The one
Like
that people have
Sainz,
picked out there in the. And are they working? Whose car are they working on currently at the moment in the pit lane? Is that Alex Albon's? Yes.
yes, number 23.
Wings off.
That's Alex Albon. And we got another Mick Schumacher's standing in turn 4, bringing out a yellow flag.
We're going to replay right now, Alex. Oh, yeah, he's tapped the wall, actually. And that's, I think that was out of 17. So that's the high-speed sector.
Yeah.
As you led down a very, very long max straight. So that's definitely going to cause some suspension damage, and they're going to be working on that. They still have a bit of time. Trust me, these mechanics are quick.
Very happy to see an Alonso podium this rain. Jose Martinez. Absolutely. That's very weird. I really dislike Alonso.
Oh, sorry. And it looks like Ocon's also tapped one of the walls. Oh, we have a damage. Mick Schumacher. He's pulled off to the side somewhere. That's caused a yellow flag because it's in the middle sector. And he's obviously on the racing line. He's gone really slow. He's trying to get speed back up again. Oh, he's actually pulled off. He was in the, he's gone straight into the runoff area. Where was that?
Yeah.
Trying to see him on track somewhere.
Unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, basically, just to get back and don't get too much flag of the chat now about the disliking Alonso. I can't say anything bad about him. Like the way he supports his teammates, his team, how he is as a driver, the performance he brings and everything. He does everything right and he does everything good. But for some reason, I don't know. I think I would change the side of the street if he would come towards me, and I don't know why, as there isn't anything bad I could tell about him, you know that feeling? It's like,
well, I'd say everybody has their own opinions about drivers, and that's fine. You know, I just like anything I dislike. I'm just trying to look at the Williams, where he tapped the wall front left, and that's a high speed one. They're still in the garage picking it up. We also saw
Yeah.
And who was it? It was Ocon, I think, also tapped the rear right. So they've got a bit of work to do on both those cars. Yeah, going back to that, everybody has their own opinion of drivers and stuff like that. It's perfectly fine. It's just, the only thing I don't like is when people get really upset and mad and if they disagree with you, because we all have our own opinions, of course. Red Bull in a runoff area as well, all going slow. I'm not quite sure who that was. Perez, I think. That might have just been. I think Perez might have gone too deep into turn one. Yes. Well, no, I'm quite sure. Anyway. Yep. And, well, that's because, actually, I'm going to lurk a replay right now. It has to be Perez going too deep into turn one. That's been catching a few people off. It's just snap a break. Yes, that's what happens. Keeps it out of the fence. Alonso's got great experience with the team. That's why he's there, I think. Help build the team.
Yeah, probably. As I said, he is doing a good job with that. Oh, wait.
Schumacher's saying something on the radio. Trying to get relayed to you on that one. 20 minutes or so left of our practice session 2. This is the kind of the cooling because it's a yellow flag at the moment.
Schumacher was complaining about something flopping around in the car, as far as I understood that. And
get a replay. There it is. It's a bit plastic or something. It's trash again. We saw that earlier.
Is it trash or is it a loose panel or something?
Can't really see. They're just showing us at the moment a slow motion replay. It could be a little bit of panel.
That is a body panel. That was a body panel flapping around.
Charles Leclerc's stopped on turn 8. And that's down the very bottom before you start going up the hill. He has to wait for some traffic to go through. He just must have outbraked himself, and didn't go quite into the runoff area. Yeah. So is it the cooler temperatures are catching people off? Because the track had dropped to almost its lowest so far this evening, and it's catching some of these drivers off big time. Let's have a look at Charles doesn't hit the wall.
I don't think so. I think it's just the usual find the limit, get onto that limit, and it just happens that people go over the limit. Then basically you see throughout practice, you see most drivers going off somewhere once, nothing dramatic, as they just push a little bit too hard on finding the real physical limit of the car, of the tire, of their brakes and everything. So yeah,
soft tires that a lot of drivers are going out on again. Now, it's indicating to me that these guys are doing a lot of runs on soft tires this evening for our practice sessions. I got a feeling that they're going to be using them during the race a few times now, because usually wouldn't be putting that much of a run on soft tires, because you're not doing qualifying runs necessarily all the time. How do you guys think out there in the chat? Please let us know. There's the Twitch link as well. You can follow there for racing statistics. That's posted in there. Obviously, I can give myself a little shout out there that I do a lot of esports casting. So I'm on a YouTube channel you can follow if you like. And well, Ferrell's going to get your Twitch channel going at some point a little bit later on when you get time. Catch him up.
Yeah, probably.
Engineering some cool stuff that you make.
Yeah, basically. But currently, I'm just not able to go and do that. So the channel has been offline for quite a while. But I will promote it and get some things out once I am continuing building my very own Apocalypse race car.
Yeah, I can't wait for that, mate. They're going to be looking good. You told me about that. I was like, what? And we're going to see it, it feels one day once you get everything sorted out. At the moment, watching Max Verstappen on track now. I expect him. Remember the times at the moment. We got another local yellow, so he's had to slow down and back off his lap. And this is where it's catching people off. Yeah, he's gone too deep again into what Sergio has his teammate, and actually he'll be coming up to his teammate in a second.
Yeah, they're just him. As I said, trying to find the limit here.
What's interesting again too is you guys are talking about Daniel Ricciardo just not having one of his days. Now remember, Daniel Ricciardo has won here from 10th place, so he's very capable. As we're just watching a replay right now, Sergio Perez running off into turn 4, I think, or somewhere around there. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo has not been having a very good practice session 1 and practice session 2 so far. So I
think Daniel is just the wrong driver for that McLaren seat. He's not performing in that car. We all know he can. I mean, we've seen him do things with Red Bull. We have seen him do some things back in the day with Renault. So we know he can perform and he would be a good driver. But he is
as
just
we get, he's won here before.
but
So,
he's
he's
just
very
not
capable.
doing that in a McLaren.
No, he's not. He's having a problem adjusting to the car, unfortunately. Valtteri Bottas sporting that new livery. Let's have a replay. If Valtteri makes a little bit of an error, snaps a brake going into, can't see what turn it is. No, just a little deep, but
But
snapped
that
a brake.
was that is another turn 15 mishap there.
Zach is calling Ricardo to Indy. Now, I casted a iRacing thing the other day, and that was actually mentioned. And I'm not going to say what I mentioned on. Oh, wow, the house is really bouncing around. Mick Schumacher.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, no, I'm going to say it because I'll get quoted on it. And if I ever want to cast IndyCar one day. Anyway, it was the second time that's been mentioned, so I'm not quite sure. Obviously, he can. Anybody would love to take him.
Yeah, as I have said in Free Practice 1, I wouldn't really know where Ricciardo would go to, you know?
He's popular in the States. He likes it in the States, so I would not be surprised if he doesn't think about that. Will Power obviously does very fantastic. The other Australian driver that did, spoiler alert, did win in Detroit for the IndyCar. And of course, we have an ex-Formula One driver that won the IndyCar, Indy 500. Marcus Ericsson.
It's not looking good for Schumacher again, as he is, after Sector 1, he's already 1.5 seconds back. So
come down in the chat, guys. This will be nice. We all have our own opinions about stuff. Once again, I said I don't mind anybody having opinions about stuff. Just don't get mad at other people for their opinions. And they're still trying to fix the Williams there in the pit lane of that was Albon. Albon had a bit of a nasty slap against the wall, high speed slap against the wall too.
The turn 17 kink, actually.
Yeah,
quite an amateur mistake, if we're honest. To just
and he's been performing quite well, hasn't he, in the team? Like really, just kind of blowing his teammate away because he's got a lot of experience. But then again, Latifi's been around the block a few times and should be good. 342 still the top speed from Ocon. Alonso 337, Charles 335, Perez 333. Schumacher's really sparking up. Really, I think Schumacher's missed the whole free practice 1, and that car looks rough. 3.5 seconds off the pace of Leclerc.
At least he is 0.4 faster than Latifi, I guess. It's I want him to do good. I really like him and all that.
You want a Haas 1 too, so I'm not surprised. Exactly.
Absolutely, but
I want him to do well, of course. I always want all the drivers to do well as much as they can. Can't have everybody win, unfortunately. Hamilton, P12. He set some good early times pace, but still bouncing around a little bit, porpoising on that.
Yeah, who was? Did you catch who was standing there in the pit exit?
I don't know. Somebody came out, and I don't think it really compromised him because he was on the racing. Hamilton was on the racing line. This other driver was not compromising the racing line. But then again, drivers are just gonna get on the radio and say something anyway, once again, because they're kind of obligated from the teams to do that. So you can maybe get somebody to a penalty and gain a position. They just do it because it's required of the team. It's required generally.
Exactly. So we have entered the last 15 minutes of Free Practice 2. So let's see how we do here.
Yeah, thank you very much for casting, and obviously Racing Statistics for allowing me to be a part of the team for casting the Free Practice 1 and now the Free Practice 2.
Yeah, and allowing me
the
over
legend
here,
of Ferral.
So.
And I'm on my backup internet, so I had a little bit of a Monaco moment, but I got it sorted out. I'm on a backup, of course. And,
and you communicated the issues clearly, so nobody's mad because
exactly. I'm not an F5 on that one. Oops. What are you guys thinking out there? Get the poll in. We're up to 2,100 votes there who will take pole position. I'm going to check that updated information. 38% Sergio. So, it's pretty much even Steven stayed around that one. Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc's now picked up 35% for Charles. So that could be a little bit close here, guys, as to your votes. I already thought a few more people would have put the old Mr. Max, Super Max in that 20. But I picked Max, but I'm only one vote. So that'll be interesting to see if Mr. Charles Leclerc and Sergio will get that prediction for qualifying tomorrow. Of course, the poll will be back up again for the qualifying tomorrow. So if you missed out today, you can change your mind tomorrow.
Yep. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a Perez pole. Or there will be team orders for Perez to give a toe to Max. Might happen as well.
Daniel Ricciardo out on track, you're right. And, well, unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo in P14, I haven't seen, he's been out on track. I'm trying to keep in how many laps that Ricciardo's done. He is on the soft tyre.
Yeah, but he is probably still on a warm-up lap, second one, as this doesn't look good at the moment.
He's done a total of 6 laps. He hasn't done a lot in comparison to like George Russell's done 11. I think Charles Leclerc's done 7. Sergio's done 5. Carlos has done 10 now. So Carlos has put a bit of lap time in. So Dan Rick, 7 laps. That's pretty much on average of what most people have been doing here. And he did a hard stint actually earlier. Apologies for somebody trying to sell something on the street outside. But anyway. Okay. Dan Rick, I'm not quite sure. He's not improving on any of his personal best times at the moment, as you can see on the live timing. So he's struggling big time there. 6 seconds off.
That wasn't an attempt, but I guess he is going for it now. Probably.
Yeah. Oh, Charles Leclerc's bouncing like mad, and we're just watching the pictures. It's really porpoising that Ferrari. I can feel how on the back pain. Looking at that.
Yeah. Like the front tires almost getting airborne there even, but that also is just bounces in the track. So yeah. Ooh, Jose.
Thank you very much, Jose. Yeah. Awesome commentary. You know what? Thank you very much, mate. We appreciate that. We're trying to do obviously best. We love you guys out there. You guys are the ones that bring us all this information here at Racing Statistics. And for the love, mate, just hit us a subscribe and a like. And the money, of course, is fantastic. Of course, it goes to improving the channel and getting it better.
Share. I have heard it helps incredibly well if you just share the link to the stream into WhatsApp groups. Like, just make a group with yourself. I don't mind, but it seems to help the algorithm if you get shared into messenger groups.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and not everybody can actually have access to. And obviously, most networks around the world don't stream this, so you can't even watch it. I can't, and so you can tune into the free practicing and stuff like that, the qualifying. I don't. I can't watch the Formula One here, and any of the television where I am in the world. Well, I could actually, but the Spanish commentators, and I don't understand what they're saying. But anyway, hope we could get a job. You got all the statistics.
Yeah, I could too, but German commentators just suck. Swiss commentators.
I like the guy. Who's the guy that wears who's all the interviews, wears all the crazy shirts and stuff. He's pretty cool. I can't remember his name now. You guys will know.
Like that's not the German one.
Yeah, it is. There is a German interviewer.
With the crazy shirts.
He wears cool, colorful shirts and stuff like that. Like he's always. You guys will know out there for sure.
I wouldn't know. Now, the thing is, I'm Swiss. And as we all know and joke and meme, the Swiss are very neutral. So, you just have this, like, the Verstappen-Hamilton crash in Silverstone.
That's Kyle. Sorry, it's Kyle. Yeah, you're right. No, sorry, Kyle's his name. Kyle, yeah.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, as you said.
Kai Abel. Yeah, no, I know him. I know him. Yeah, right. On Swiss TV, the Verstappen-Hamilton crash, down what was it?
Which one? It's been a few.
The one in Silverstone, where he really took him out bad. The comment.
Don't get the chat debating about that one, mate. Because
no. It's not about the debate. It's about the commenting in the Swiss television, where it was just like, that looks really bad for the Red Bull team now. I guess he won't finish the race. We will probably see a red flag here. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Oh, just very plain, is it?
Yeah, I think this might be a red flag. Like, and it's just like, be there and be like, yo, what the? I don't know. You have a beep button, so
we have another yellow on track too, guys. So I'm just trying to find out what happened. We haven't got any pictures just yet. It's just Oh, he's reversing.
Probably
Oh,
one
you
of.
have to reverse up. I think that's either it's one of the Alfa Romeos. It's Lance Stroll, and he's backing up on track now. I
It
believe
is Aston Martin.
you're not allowed. It looks. Yeah, I'm not sure you're allowed to back up on track there, but anyway, sure the
When
other
there's
teams will
no
be arguing.
cars coming, I think it's not an issue. I know
It was.
you're under no circumstances allowed to back up in the pit lane. Like that
Yeah,
is
that's
a
correct.
big. That is a
The team have
big.
to push you
No.
back exactly if that
Exactly. Yeah.
occurs. The track's now at its coldest temperature it's been all session. It's
Yeah.
gone to 31.1.
31.7. You have a 31.1. Where do you get your data from? I got a 31.7.
My data is from my little track temperature that I've stuck into the track down there. I ran down there and put it there myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yours is probably more accurate than mine.
No, I don't know. It's going up and down, but yeah, it's still definitely one of the coldest. Now, welcome everybody out there. Charles Leclerc has set the quickest time at the moment. Some of the porpoising effect on those cars
Did you-
there. They're Stroll again.
Did you know has the ultimate answer for the Verstappen Hamilton clash? It was cops who crashed into them.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
wasn't- yeah,
I've
it
always
wasn't
said
one-
that too. It's the same thing, isn't it? Those barriers come out and slap those drivers. I don't know why. We should put those barriers on report.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Who are we reading the messages? Or is it Stroll now? Now the Stroll thing's coming out. Anyway, George Russell's on a flying lap, but not improving on his time. He's just trying to put it in. Now, George Russell, now we know that he's been pretty good in qualifying lately. He's bumping and porpoising around some of the parts of the track at the moment. I think there's also Sonoda was held up, I believe, and he'll be on the radio complaining about maybe, I think that's an Alpine up the road. But George Russell through the second sector. Second sector time should come up in a second now. For Mr. Saturday, he used to be called. He's Mr. Sunday more than anything now, isn't he? George Russell.
Yeah, we had a lot of discussion about that, and I'm actually quite curious about your opinion on this. Why do you think is Russell just beating Hamilton time and time over?
Adjusting to the car a lot better. I mean, Hamilton's, trying to, that's what I believe, just adjusting to this, this underperforming Mercedes so far this season. They're getting better, of course. Mercedes are great engineers and team. They'll crunch numbers and figure it out. But championship may very well be not in their grasp anymore. It's got a bit of traffic to go through. That was one of the Red Bulls that pulled off. And it might be playing the radio. And Lewis is obviously a little bit frustrated because remember that, George Russell's come from Williams. So he's had a lot slower car, a lot more difficult to drive. He's gone into the Mercedes, and it's still a quicker car and a better car, whereas Lewis is not used to a slower car, and therefore I think George has just adapted to it better. That's my opinion.
So
now, once Lewis adapts to it,
been...
7-time world champion, he can win races, no problems.
Yeah. So have you been listening to our racing statistics broadcast before? Because that was exactly the result we have been coming to when we were discussing this in free practice one for Spain.
No, but that's good. We're all on the right channel here. We're tuned in
we're
together.
Just, on the same level on like opinions. Maybe not about drivers, but about opinions.
Yeah. No, but you barely ever get anybody to agree, on drivers. There's a little noise in the background. That's fine. That's what we all like to agree and disagree because that's why we have 20 drivers on the grid.
Yeah,
People
it's like as long as you don't wish ill on any driver, I think it's fine.
Absolutely. I'm always going to go Dan Rick, of course, because he's Australian, and even though he's not performing well, but that's what it is. I'm always going to pray that as you backing Haas 1-2 one day. So we have dreams and hopes. We have 4 minutes left of the practice session. I can tell you that. That's no dream. That's reality. Unless, of course, there's a red flag. Charles Leclerc is on the radio, and we'll see if we get the message coming through in a second there to try to relay what he's most likely probably another one that's talking about the porpoising effect that's really bouncing these cars around. I haven't seen the rear. Have you seen the rear wing there that was really flapping around from Verstappen before? They're both out on the track going into turn 1 right now. Perez is a little bit down the road from him.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of that whole flexing thing they had. So yeah. No, I think they got that under control as there hasn't really been a focus on his rear wing, and I have had an eye on it when I was able to see it. But I'm quite curious as to I really don't quite get my head around why um Ferrari is not suffering from their porpoising as it looks worse than the
I,
Mercedes.
I think they're all definitely feeling it, suffering from it, but they're still managing, of course, to put the times in because they're all generally experiencing some a little bit more than others. As Hook said something about George, but because about a car. I mean, I actually predicted it that George would outperform Lewis before practice session this season. So I do think he's also a very, very quick driver, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, no,
We'll
I
see.
don't see him outperform Russell.
Charles Leclerc went really slow there. I think he got a little bit of traffic as well. This is the coming down to the final crunch time of the free practice. So this may
Yeah,
be
it's gonna
when
be
they
the
do
first
fuel
few
them.
laps they put out. I mean now it's basically it just looks like some glory runs trying to get a faster time than the other.
Yeah, it could be little short runs for a little early qualifying taste, perhaps,
Yeah,
because a lot of people are on softs. Another indication, but that will primarily been running a lot of softs during this practice session.
yeah. And he's like sector 2 butchered that as well. 4 seconds off, so that is not really an attempt on going fast. But he might just have another warm-up go here and slap in another lap when he goes over start-finish straight.
Yeah, this will be last chance anyway to do it. And on the times that you can see up there, guys, out there, it's all yellows for everybody. I'm not seeing anybody really nobody's getting greens, nobody's getting purples. The track's at a very cold temperature right now. To me, I'm getting about 30.9, the coldest it's been. Could that be
Yeah.
affecting these times now?
Well, Albon is getting some green. No, has been getting some greens. He's still in the pits. So that didn't refresh there on my data sheet.
Yeah, Dan's better bouncing. Yeah, they are a lot.
Yeah.
They've had their chances, obviously, between free practice 1 and 2 to kind of, adjust that a little bit. And
Yeah, but it
maybe it
looks
has
like
fixed up. Yeah.
Leclerc hasn't been improving on his sector 1, so there's not much of a glory run to be had there.
Jose Martia said not enough heat on the track for a fast lap. I think you're right, mate, because especially when you're seeing everybody just putting in slower than their personal bests, I'd have to say that's the case. Especially
Yeah,
with
Verstappen
18
and
seconds
Perez.
left of qualifying.
Verstappen and Perez seem to be pushing quite a lot. So maybe we see some glory runs from those, while Verstappen probably will get stuck
Ooh.
behind Stroll.
Just had a replay of
Yeah,
Sonoda
yeah,
that
yeah,
kept
yeah,
it out of the fence. The back did touch it a little bit, but a good save from the young
yeah.
Japanese driver. That's a scary moment, of course, as that would have sent the AlphaTauri mechanics into repairing overnight, but they kept it out. Free
Yeah,
practice
there
has
we
ended, so
go.
just everybody else to cross the line. Everybody
The
is
checkered
out on
flag
track.
is out. Carlos Sainz has taken off to the turn 15 runoff there.
Yeah,
Backing up.
rather than into the barrier. And that's
Yeah,
probably a smart move to break yourself and not hit that barrier that a few people have. I believe in the
yeah. I mean, the
free
barrier
practice
there
too. Sorry, in the
looks shut. That
yeah,
has
because it took a knock, I believe, in the F2 qualifying session earlier, if I'm not mistaken. There was a red flag for somebody that went into wall. I can't remember which one that was because I kind of missed the end of that, but maybe you guys will let us know. The qualifying session is definitely over. And then once again, there's all 19 drivers out on track because Alex Albon's in the pits with that damage that he had when he had a high-speed tank slapper to the
yeah.
front right.
I don't really think it was a tank slapper though. I just think he
No,
misjudged the corner, turned in a little bit too much. Like he was hitting turn 17 on the inside with his front tire. That's just
yeah, exactly. That's a not usual place that people do because it's practically a straight,
yeah.
but maybe cold tires and jazz like that.
Yeah, no,
But a
with
good run.
with cold tires and stuff like that, you would hit the outside of the corner. You know, you don't turn in enough.
True.
Albon turned in too much.
Fastest sectors out there for everybody. Leclerc, 36.1 first. Sainz, 41 second sector, 0.3. And Alonso has the fastest third sector, 25.2. As you can see, that's the reason why Alonso's fourth currently at the moment. Ahead of Sainz, actually, believe it or not. But once again, it is a practice session. So
Yeah,
we
and
don't know
not
the
by a
fuel
lot.
loads and jazz.
Only 600th of a second faster than Sainz. So yeah, I guess Alpine, or at least Alpine with Alonso, is basically putting it for a good qualifying, doing an alone qualifying, and then basically using some sort of slipstream throughout the track from the others to then just basically outperform them on the straights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And now they're going to be, because the qualifying session's over, they all pull up onto the pit straight, and
yeah, not
onto the main
everyone,
straight,
just the
and
ones
then
that want
does the,
to.
that's right, for the practice starts. Of course, the chances they get to do it now.
Yeah, you know, just so we have a front row of Alpines once this season.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, top speed was still recorded by Ocon 342, which is just blisteringly quick because Alonso had 339. That was for the sector 3. That's the quickest down that main straight with the DRS. 337 there for Ocon. And Gasly, 336. Charles Leclerc, who had the fastest time overall, 335. So that was about, 7 kilometers an hour slower than Ocon. But obviously, Mr. Charles Leclerc, had made it all up in the sectors that mattered the most.
Absolutely. So we have Charles Leclerc on first, Sergio Perez on second, and Max Verstappen on third, split up by only 3.5 tenths. So that is quite close, as Fernando Alonso in P4 is almost a second off already.
And what's interesting to point out, that Carlos Sainz set his quickest lap on the mediums, and that's why in P5. So he probably has a little bit, a few more tenths out of that on the soft tires. Different strategy there.
Well,
maybe liking those tires more. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. That remains to be seen, as one says.
Yeah, that'll be it for our practice 2 session, guys, out there. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to have the practice 3 tomorrow at 3 p.m. local time, and then the qualifying will be at 5 p.m. local time. So make sure you tune into that. It'll obviously be covered here at Racing Statistics, as well as the race itself. If you did like the show this evening that we put on, the casting and the commentary and the statistics and everything like that, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you would like. And there's the final poll that's been up there. So Sergio Perez has topped it on 38% over Charles Leclerc,
it seems
35.
like not a lot of our viewers are trusting science.
Or Max Verstappen, believe it or not, in third as well there for the prediction for the qualifying. So yeah, mate.
To be fair, he hasn't really performed throughout the sessions here, so I do see a Perez poll as well.
You have to tune in tomorrow to find out. That's the only way.
Absolutely.
And so Ferral, that's it from myself, Mr. Ferral, and I am the Biggles.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate. Any last words to everybody? And also a big shout out to you guys in the chat. Thank you very much for those donations. If you want to help out, plenty of merchandise, of course. We've got that box cup that I'm probably going to be ordering. It looks good. There's plenty of t-shirts and other jazz to help support Racing Statistics. Obviously, you can follow the Discord as well. And yeah, any last words, mate? We'll let everybody have a lay down.
Not really. No. It's nice to be here. Nice to see Baku, and I'm looking forward to a crazy race.